You know, I bet you wouldn't realize how being on the staff of a station gave you so many opportunities and their encouragement to go out and be a part of something that was very important to the community, or visiting a hospital, or visiting the Indiana Sailors and Soldiers home kids. These children had very special needs, and although you never really knew how you might have filled in a void or made that child happy for one of the first times in a long time, it was a great platform to be on. And give full credit to the stations, because they made you available many times to go out to do those kind of things, whether it was for a telethon, whether it was for some special fundraising situation. It again was made possible by the fact that you were a part of a very wonderful organization, a radio or a TV station. Well, it was such a natural thing to recognize birthdays on the Three Stooges program that we got to a point where I felt that we had a nice opening song that, while there was nothing wrong with a traditional birthday song, we ought to have our own. Don't ask me where the melody came from. I used to get my hair cut where an Indianapolis Symphony concertmaster got his hair cut, and I hummed that thing to him one time, dum, 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 da, dum. He said, and he was Italian, he said, "Hal, I honestly think that's an Italian folk song." I said, "I'm not Italian. Where would I come up with that?" Well, he said, "I don't know, but that's the closest thing I can mention." Well, we used that on the show for years and years. We still sing it. But nowadays, since we don't physically go out to the birthday parties and become a part of that, we do it mostly by telephone. And I could take the records, and I called Denver recently. I've got a real good friend who's going away on vacation, and I'm going to call his home when he's not there and have his wife take it off, and I will leave the happy birthday song for him when he comes home to pick it up. But the number of emails that I get saying, "Do you still sing it?" And they want to know too, where did it ever come from, you know. So it was interesting in that respect. But birthday parties, we went to a lot of those, but I think I should mention at the same time that Indiana had a lot of big motor industries, GM, Chrysler, and we would go to their company picnics. Picnics, did I say? And so we had, well, in fact, it's interesting. Curly at one time went to the same company Christmas party 22 or 23 years in a row. Now, does that tell you what kind of entertainer he was? And he would always bring along a lot of other talent to fill out the show. But the same thing was true of going to certain lodges, fraternal orders, different lodges, American Legion posts, those kinds of things, to do family parties. And you know, that word hadn't come up, but that really is the key to the whole thing, that we wanted the kids to, oh, this sounds kind of dumb, but I mean, truthfully, they've been in school all week. If on Saturday morning we can brighten up their day a little bit and get them to relax, that was really what the important thing was. I hadn't even thought about it for quite a few years, but on both personal appearances and at birthday parties, I started doing comedy magic. Now, I wasn't a magician. I didn't even pretend to be, but I had always enjoyed Ballantine, who was a fellow who appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show. And Ballantine would come out and do 15 tricks, and none of them worked. So I figured, wait a minute, that kind of fits Harlow's character. It was so in keeping with Harlow that the kids just reveled in it. And then, you know, in those days, it wasn't a fancy birthday party out at a restaurant or some place where big bucks got involved. Families stayed at home. They had the birthday cake, they had the streamers, they had the balloons, and everybody had a fantastic time, whether Harlow was there or not. And I think even those days, though, a lot of people didn't invite me because they were afraid it would be some fantastic, humongous fee. And believe me, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, any fees that might have been involved were very, very minimal. And the temptation was to try to go out, if it wasn't in Kokomo or someplace, and just show up. And we tried to do that whenever we could.
Happy, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to all.
Oh, here comes the pie!
You, happy birthday to